Is the next generation losing the battle against mental health issues? This is a question that we're grappling with today as we turn our focus on the mental health landscape of Generation Z, those born from the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Emerging research paints a troubling picture. Rates of anxiety and depression among this generation are on the rise, and it's not a minor uptick. We're seeing a significant increase. In fact, a study by the American Psychological Association found that between 2005 to 2017, the number of individuals between 12 and 17 who've experienced a major depressive episode increased by more than 50%. These aren't just faceless statistics. These are our children, our nieces and nephews, our students, and our neighbors. Their struggles are real, and they're happening right now. Every one of these numbers represents a life, a future, a potential that is being clouded by the specter of mental illness. And it's not just depression and anxiety we're talking about here. Eating disorders, self-harm, and suicide rates among this generation are also climbing at an alarming rate. The reasons behind this rise are complex and multifaceted, but what's clear is that we can't afford to ignore this issue any longer. This is a hidden crisis that's unfolding in our homes, our schools, and our communities. And it's not something that's going to go away on its own. It's a crisis that requires our attention, our understanding, and our action. Generation Z is facing a mental health crisis, and it's up to us to help them navigate through it. We need to step up and start having the tough conversations about mental health. We need to break down the stigmas and create environments where these young people feel safe to talk about their struggles and seek help. The need for awareness and action has never been greater. What do we mean when we talk about mental health? Well, mental health in its most basic form refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Now, when we talk about mental health issues, we're referring to a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking, and behavior. These can include common disorders like anxiety and depression, but also encompass more complex conditions like schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Eating disorders, addictive behaviors, and personality disorders also fall under this broad umbrella. Anxiety disorders, for example, are characterized by excessive and persistent worry about everyday situations. Depression, on the other hand, is characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. Eating disorders involve obsessions with food, body weight, and shape, while personality disorders involve long-term patterns of thoughts and behaviors that are unhealthy and inflexible. However, it's important to clarify some common misconceptions about mental health. First, mental health issues aren't simply a result of personal weakness or a character flaw. They are real, complex conditions that are influenced by a combination of factors, including genetics, biochemistry, and life experiences. Second, people with mental health issues can and do recover, or at least manage their symptoms, with the right treatment and support. Finally, it's crucial to understand that mental health is integral to our overall health. Our mental and physical health are fundamentally interconnected. Just as physical health problems can lead to mental distress, mental health disorders can play a major role in the onset of physical health issues. Mental health is as important as physical health, and it's high time we started treating it that way. Understanding mental health, recognizing its importance, and dispelling misconceptions is the first step towards fostering a society that is supportive and compassionate to those dealing with mental health issues. What makes Generation Z more susceptible to mental health issues? This question is one that many have pondered, and perhaps the answer lies in the unique challenges that this generation faces. For starters, let's take a look at cyberbullying. This form of bullying, which can take place across various digital platforms, is a modern-day torment that Generation Z often grapples with. Unlike traditional bullying, cyberbullying can follow them everywhere, from their classrooms to their bedrooms, making it a constant, relentless source of stress. Then there's the pressure of social media. For Generation Z, social media is not just a tool for communication, it's a stage where they're constantly in the spotlight. The need to maintain a perfect image to garner likes and followers, and to navigate the harsh criticisms that often come with online exposure can be incredibly taxing on their mental health. Academic stress, too, plays a significant role. The competition for good grades, scholarships, and prestigious college placements has never been fiercer. Generation Z is under enormous pressure to excel academically, often at the cost of their well-being. The fear of failure and the relentless pursuit of success can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. Moreover, this generation is growing up in a world that is increasingly uncertain and volatile. Climate change, political unrest, economic instability, these are all realities that Generation Z has had to grow accustomed to. The constant exposure to these global issues, often through their screens, can create a sense of hopelessness and anxiety about the future. Finally, there's the paradox of connection. Despite being the most digitally connected generation, Generation Z often reports feeling isolated and lonely. The absence of genuine face-to-face interactions and the over-reliance on digital communication can lead to feelings of disconnection and loneliness. So, you see, the world of Gen Z is far more complicated than it appears. It's a world that is fraught with pressures and challenges that previous generations did not have to face to such an extent. These factors combined contribute to the higher rates of mental health issues we're seeing among this generation. The world of Gen Z is far more complicated than it appears. What can parents and society do to help? A question that weighs heavily on our minds as we navigate the complex realm of mental health. The answer starts with understanding that parents and society play a fundamental role in preventing mental health issues. Parents are the first line of defense, the first source of support. Their role stretches beyond providing a safe and nurturing environment. It's about fostering open conversations, about acknowledging that mental health is as crucial as physical health. It's about understanding that a child's mental well-being shapes their future. How can parents do this? By encouraging their children to express their feelings, to talk about their day, their worries, their joys. By listening without judgment, offering comfort, and assuring them that it's okay not to be okay sometimes. By teaching them resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to face challenges head-on. But parents can't do it alone. They need the backing of a supportive society. A society that understands that mental health issues are not a sign of weakness, but a call for help. A society that doesn't stigmatize but empathizes. Societal changes are needed in the way we perceive mental health. We need to create safe spaces where people feel comfortable talking about their struggles, where they're met with understanding, not judgment. We need to prioritize mental health in our schools, workplaces, and communities. We need to push for policies that provide accessible and affordable mental health resources. Remember, we're all in this together. Each one of us has a role to play. Whether it's as a parent, a friend, a teacher, or a neighbor, we can make a difference. By fostering understanding, promoting open conversations, and providing support, we can help prevent mental health issues. The journey to understanding and addressing mental health isn't easy, but it's one that we must undertake. It's a collective effort, a societal responsibility. Because mental health matters. It always has, and it always will. Together, we can make a difference. How can we turn the tide on this mental health crisis? It's a question that weighs heavily on our minds. The first step, undoubtedly, is awareness. Understanding that mental health issues are real, they're prevalent, and they're affecting our younger generation at an alarming rate. Next, we must recognize the signs. Mental health concerns often manifest in ways that are easy to overlook, especially in young people. Changes in behavior, mood, or social interactions can all signal a deeper struggle. If you notice these signs, it's crucial to take them seriously. One of the most effective ways to combat mental health issues is by seeking professional help. There's no shame in reaching out to a psychiatrist, psychologist, or therapist. These professionals are equipped with the tools to help navigate the complex landscape of mental health. They can provide strategies for coping, treatment plans, and most importantly, they can provide a safe space to express feelings without judgment. Self-care is another essential step. This can take many forms, from maintaining a balanced diet and regular exercise to simply taking time out of each day to relax and do something enjoyable. It's about nurturing your body, your mind, and your spirit. Reducing screen time can also have significant benefits. We live in a digital age, and while technology has its advantages, it can also contribute to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and depression. By consciously limiting time spent on electronic devices, we can encourage more face-to-face interaction and foster genuine connections. Lastly, we must fight the stigma associated with mental health. This means talking openly about these issues, showing compassion to those who are struggling, and educating others about the realities of mental health. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe to speak up and seek help. In conclusion, improving mental health is a collective effort. It requires understanding, compassion, and action from all of us. Every step forward is a step towards a brighter future for the next generation. Remember, it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. Seek help, offer help.